Hey everybody, Dave Shinsky at Baseball Rebellion. This week's pitching breakdown is going to be Kenley Jansen of the Dodgers. He recently just signed a big contract, 5-year, $80 million contract, and I think this guy is worth every bit. He was a 2016 All-Star, 1.83 ERA, 68 innings. He now holds the record for most saves in the Dodgers uniform. And he's only 30 years old. He's from Curacao, and he's had an interesting road to the big leagues and interesting road to being a relief pitcher and his role as a closer here. He's from Curacao, and in 2009 he was a starting catcher for the Netherlands in the World Baseball Classic. And in 2009, after that, basically kind of, had him switch roles into more of a relief pitcher. So they sent him to the Arizona Fall League, where after he made the Double-A team in 2010, and from there it's been nothing of greatness for this guy. In July of 2010, he made the big leagues, and he's been really good for them ever since. Again, he holds the record with 189 saves for the Dodgers, right in front of Eric Gagne. So we're going to go through his mechanics here and kind of see why he's really hard to hit, and he's just really deceptive with minimal pitches. He only has really, I would say, 2 pitches with a hard cut fastball, more of a straight fastball, and also just a little bit of a slider. So we're going to start out in his side view. Let's go to side view here. And I want to start out with what I like about his move down the hill. So, again, here at Baseball Rebellion, we teach a force factor of driving our hips down the hill, okay? So a lot of instructors talk about this, and a lot of the times I think they get into flawed instruction by telling someone to push off the rubber. Now, I want to go through Jansen's here, and I'm going to start by putting a dot at his hip here, all right? And as he goes down the hill, you see how he kind of drives out, and he shows this heel here to the camera. This is one thing that old school guys used to do a little bit higher, but again, it gives us speed down the hill. So with his big frame, he's really driving this hip down the hill, and he's going at a really fast pace. So I'm going to put another dot here at his hip when he passes his hip with his front foot, and this is just again how far he's traveled down the mound, and then the point is he is going down the mound. So you see the slope of the mound. He's really driving down the hill, and that's what's creating all of this force. And again, he's a big guy, so the faster he goes, the harder he's going to throw. So he's a guy that throws 96 easy, can probably touch 98, 99, but he throws a cut fastball, kind of like Mariano Rivera. So I'm just going to put a dot at his top of his head, at his hip, and his back foot, and I'm going to fit this curve for you. And again, for you young pitchers on trying to create momentum and trying to throw harder, this is how you're going to do it. We call it the sideways V, or the greater than sign here at Baseball Rebellion, and it's more of a drive instantly off the rubber. You're not trying to push off the rubber or jump off the rubber. It's more, like I said, once you start your initial hip drive, you want your knee and your back ankle to drive into the ground as well. And Jansen does this really, really well. And you'll see as he starts to open up his hip, you can't see his Under Armour sign here on his foot. and I want you to watch his knee as well. So when he starts to open up his hips, he really drives this knee towards the ground, and you can start to see his Under Armour sign as he opens up his back hip into foot strike. Okay, so again, his heel's facing towards second base, and his upper body is fairly, I would say, upright, with just a little, maybe a little forward tilt in his spine angle. But again, a great job with his upper body and back arm, throwing arm, to be 90 degrees with the ball behind his head. Really great job with his front shoulder too, with his front half of not pulling off. He's not pulling his glove. I think he does something again that we teach here, is stay kind of level with your front foot, or I should say front leg, with your glove side. Okay, so from now he's going to get this Dodgers sign to go up in the air when he's moving his hips into position and driving into that posture change, into what we call posture change, into foot strike. And this is all just really good movement, lower half to upper body, and I just see him creating deception by just hiding the ball, but also kind of staying in the air as long as he can, getting out as far as he can, and really finishing properly, as you'll see as I switch screens here. This is against Jason Worth, pretty good hitter. I think he was an all-star as well last year, but he's a guy that takes hacks, and this is a good matchup. So as Jansen goes down the hill, you can see this ball. He kind of hides it from the hitter, especially with his big body. You really don't know when that ball's going to come out, because now he's really hiding it as he's bringing it up into position. You never really see the ball after he kind of shows it right here until it's out of his hand. And again, with 96 and cut, you'll see how much his ball cuts in this video. But he's not trying to manipulate the ball. He just basically just lets his arms kind of work together, and you'll see his glove again kind of go up, and then as he's coming up, he's kind of going into this I would say Ferris wheel type of movement down, and again, I think it's his torso and his core that really create this posture change, and not him forcing his arms into position. So again, at foot strike, he's really good, 90 degrees behind the head, creating this separation. And someone else that does this really well is almost gets this elbow behind the shoulder, is Aroldis Chapman, and again creates separation with his front hip and shoulder, and you can almost see all of his belt from behind here. And again, look at his cleat facing second base. Okay, so a lot of the times you see guys when they get in trouble is when that back foot just doesn't rotate, and you'll see a lot of the times that back foot just comes off of the rubber and off the ground, and that creates a lot of elbow and shoulder problems, just because that torque of just throwing the ball as hard as they do is all on the small muscles of the shoulder and arm and elbow. Sorry, but through Jansen's finish, you can see that the ball is about right here, and you can see his full numbers. Okay, and if I put a line through the ball all the way down through Jansen's external rotation, it's literally in the middle of his back, which means he is really supported by all the big muscles of the lat, the glute, the hamstring, all the way down into his heel through his finish. And that's, again, a big thing we look at here at Baseball Rebellion when we're talking about risk factors and risk of injury, is where that external rotation really takes place. And Jansen just gets to this position, really looks effortlessly for how fast this guy's going. And you'll see how his intent just is matched by no one, with a great front leg. Head goes down just a little bit, but again, his movement, you're going to see a lot of ground balls and miss-hit balls, a lot of broken bats, a lot of misses just because of how much his ball moves. So you can see it's kind of funny how it curves out of his hand here in slow motion, and Worth misses his barrel just because he's really just so late on, first of all, on starting, and second of all, just on movement and speed, velocity. He's late. I mean, that's a world-class hitter right there. Just overpowered by Kenley Jansen. I mean, it's impressive, and I think he's just going to show us more stuff in the upcoming years. And man, he's gonna keep winning games for the Dodgers if they put him in the right position to win. I don't think this guy has any problems with getting 3 outs in the bottom of the ninth, and solidifying the win and getting more saves. So look for Kenley Jansen in 2017 to dominate and just keep climbing up the Dodgers saves list. And also, he had 47, I think, last year. Look for him to beat that this year, and just keep going. So I hope you enjoyed this week's breakdown of Kenley Jansen, and thanks a lot.